Whoa! You okay? I fell over.
Welcome to Everything Elliott, where I give everything a try. And while you're here, don't forget to check out some of my other videos.
What's going on, guys? Today, we're working on my 7.3 again. And we're probably going to be working on it for a little while. Yeah, I'm on a spinny chair. It's kind of fun. Anywho, today, we are going to pull the injectors, and I got some... Watch out, Mr. Bucket. Got the heater going in the background. It's a little chilly outside today, but got a new Injector O-Ring set, so I don't know, we're gonna put it in. I've never pulled these injectors before, so you're gonna learn along with me. Now, to get the injectors out, well, first things first, if you have been following along, you know that I pulled my fuel bowl the last video. I'll put a link somewhere up here that you can watch that video if you want to. But the fuel bowl is back in. All the lines are hooked up. And for today, what we have to do is we have to actually pull the valve covers to get to the injectors. These are the valve covers here. I've already pulled the harness plugs. There's one here in the back, and then there's one here. So you just gotta be super ginger when taking it off. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8, 9, 10 bolts. There's 4 on top, 4 on bottom, and then 1 in the back, and then 1 in the front. I think they're 13 mil. They look like 13 mil. But anywho, I'm gonna pull this valve cover off. Simple. Take all the bolts out, don't lose them, don't drop them, and then pull the valve cover off. So I'm gonna get to that, and I don't know, probably next time you see me it'll be when the valve covers are off. All right, well, I'm back. I got all of the bolts out here. Get the sockets out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These two, all of them are bolts except for 2 of them. This is the passenger side. So these 2 actually go on a bracket that hold the engine oil dipstick in place. To get that engine oil dipstick bracket off, which I've got laying over here, so these are where the 2 nuts go, and this is a 10 mil. So you just loosen this and then pull that bracket off of there. So the valve cover is loose, and we're gonna pull it off of there. See what happens. What the heck? All right, well, there's 2 more nuts underneath that bracket. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, so we're learning together. Oh, these are studs. All right. That's interesting. Again, this is the passenger side. The driver's side is going to probably be a little easier, a little more room to work. The one that gave me the most trouble was here behind the heater box. What I had to use was a 13 mil with a half extension on it. I don't know if this little flapper's in your way. Let's pull that. There, we'll get that out of your way. Yeah, is that better? This little half extension with a 13, that's how I got that back one under the heater box out. All right, that stud is out, as you can see there. Now, oh yeah, look at that. Play the little puzzle game. Again, don't forget to disconnect your harness before you do this. Come on, baby. There we go, and she's off. So here are your 4 injectors, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the other half of the wire harness. We have to take that off as well before you can pull this gasket out. This wire harness is what goes to the injectors and the glow plugs. Just a little clip here. If I can do it with my fingers. Let me grab a little flathead. All right, little flathead in there. Man, this is tough to do one-handed. I might have to set you down. Aha. Just be careful with them. They're a little old. In theory, should come right out of here. There you go. There it is. So like I was saying, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 injectors. These have little clips on them too. That's got to come off. So this style that I have, which are AA injectors, they're little, just little plastic clips. Just push and pull the wire right out like that. 2. This front one while we're here. 3. And I know this one on the back is going to fight me. See if I can get it. And 4. Okay, that's disconnected. Now these harnesses, it's also hooked up to the glow plugs. This glow plug is this little red wire here, and that just pulls straight up. It's red on one side, black on the other. And this is your inside harness. So these are the glow plugs, these are the injectors. Both sides, glow plugs and injectors. Now these injectors have Allen heads on top that have like an oil deflector on them. And then what appears to be maybe a 10mm on bottom. So what I'll do is I'll get the Allen, take all the Allens out of the top, take all the oil deflectors out, and then I'll take the 10 mils off the bottom. Oh! All right. There's one cracked. I shouldn't say cracked. I should say loosened. There's 2. This is not the right size. It's getting trapped in there. That must mean it's metric. Let's try 5 mil. 5 mil fits way better. All right, so oil deflectors are 5 mil. All right, there's all 4 loosened. Take them out by hand. There we go. Oh no. I dropped a bolt. I see it though. Oh. Got it. All right, and there's your oil deflector. So this goes in top there, just like that. All right, I'm going to repeat the process for the back 3 cylinders, and then we'll take the bolts off the bottom. All right, so now that we've got all 4 oil deflectors off, now we need to get to the bottom bolts. Earlier I said they were a 10. I tried a 10. 10 didn't fit, and they're actually 8 mil. And there's the bottom bolt right there. So once you get both of those out, there's this little retainer underneath. I don't know if you could see me sliding it or not. See if I can get you a better view here. So after you get that oil deflector off that's up here and the bolt that's underneath here, there's this retainer here. You see me moving it? What you need to do is hold that retainer up and then pull on your injector. Which I'm not going to be able to do one-handed. So let me set you back down. I might need to get a pinch bar out. There it goes. Just needed a little bit of convincing. There she is. The old injector. It's a big dog. So I'm just going to place that back in here for now. The only reason I'm putting it back in there is I don't want something to fall down in. So I'm going to pull all these bolts out up top, and then I'll pull all 4 injectors at the same time. I don't want to take a risk of dropping one of these bolts down into this cylinder head. So I'll pull the rest of the 3 of the bolts, and then I'll be back with you guys in a little bit when we're ready to pull the injectors out of the motor. All right, all 4 bottom bolts are pulled. So now we just got to pull all 4 injectors. Again, don't forget to hold that retaining clip up. With how difficult these are coming out, I bet they've never been out of this motor. That makes me worried for the back one, how I'm going to get that out. I'm sure somebody's going to say something, Elliot. That's not the right tool for the job. Whoa! You okay? I fell over. But it popped. I think it went. I think it went. Yep, it's out. All right, all 4 are loose. Woo! All right, all 4 injectors are out from the passenger side, and apparently I cut my thumb somehow. I don't know how that happened, but probably when I almost fell. I still have to do the driver's side. That shouldn't take me long. The passenger side is the harder side, in my opinion, from what I can see. I've never done this before. But yeah, so here's all 4 injectors, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the oil diverters and the bottom bolts. These O-rings are looking a little rough. This green, oh yeah, look at that right there. See that O-ring right there? That is no bueno. So I'll put a link up here, and you can go to the video that I first, when I was purchasing this, and I wish I knew at what time the video I started the truck, but if you fast forward through, and you remember me saying the truck really smokes when you first start it up and gets better as you drive it, that's part of the issue right there. That O-ring is letting oil bypass. And the oil bypassing is what's causing it to smoke. That one's not great, but it's not ripped. All right. Well, I'm glad we tore these out because that definitely needs to get fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the driver's side apart, and once I do the driver's side, we'll get over to the bench and we'll replace the O-rings on the injectors. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so all 8 injectors are out, and I've cleaned the tips in my parts cleaner with, the parts cleaner's just got diesel in it and a brass brush. So now it's time to replace the O-rings on here. As you can see, I've got all the new O-rings sitting over here, and I got them all color coded out. The brass, or I'm sorry, the copper goes on the bottom, replaces these. Then the orange goes next. Then this green that's on here is replaced by this black black O-ring, and then the blue, then the pink goes on top with the metal retainer on top of that. So pretty simple. Just take your pick tool, being very careful. Wow, these are, yeah, look at that, just rips. That's how you know it needs to be replaced. Super hard, ripped right open, junk. So you can just slide your pick tool in there and just work it down and around, just like that. I know my fat hands keep getting in the way. Then it should come right out. Just keep working it down, and off it goes. Same thing, hook your pick in there, pull it up. Just work it down, comes right off. So for reinstalling, metal retainer goes on first. So once you get it to the spot where it needs to be, just take it, push to the one side down, and then just go all the way around in a circle. It'll slide right in there, and that's where it needed to be. So next will be the pink. Put it on there. Now, since these are your new gaskets, you want to be super careful not to damage them. Be very careful with your pick tool. When you get underneath it, slide it around very gently. And same thing on the last one. Now, this one's kind of loose because it's such a big gap, so you might need to actually hold it with your finger and just press it around. There you go. Now what I like to do with these is take your pick, get it underneath it very carefully, get it around the outside, and just go around it. Just like this. That'll help settle the O-ring so it's not rotated at all. So next we have our blue. And then after blue, we have black. Now the blue one's nice and loose, which is strange to me. But we'll put the black one in there, see what happens. Yeah, see, that's big too. That does not seem right. So, that is not right at all. It's really strange to me. So I'm going to do some research and figure out what the scoop with these are. Alright, so like I had mentioned to you earlier, this is my first time doing this and we're learning together, and it seems like I put these gaskets on wrong. Completely my fault, but the pink is supposed to go down here and the blue and black are supposed to go up here. That would explain the problems I'm having here. So I'm going to leave this one like this and I'm going to go on to the next one, flip-flop them and see if that fits any better. So we'll take these O-rings off. Aha! See, that fits a lot better. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. Grab that O-ring very gingerly. Just take your hook, your pick, go around it like so, and set it in there. Now let's try the pink one. That fits a little bit better in there. The orange. All right. Take my pick underneath, spin it around, pull it out. Same thing with the orange. Okay. Well, that's how it's supposed to be. Not like this. So I'm going to take this one apart, put it back together the correct way. And that's it right there. So orange, pink, blue, black, metal retaining clip. There's also these copper press washers on the bottom. Take a razor to it without cutting yourself. Just take it, slide it in there, and rotate it along. Don't forget to put your new one on, which don't seem to want to fit either. It's got little indentations inside the circular there, making it oblong and not wanting to go into its home. What if I just take a socket and just gingerly tap that on there? I don't know if it's got these retaining rivet or retaining divots just to hold it on there or what, but we'll grab a little socket. All right, so that's all it took. Just tap it down with the socket, and now it's in its home. And my father-in-law's here.
Yeah, I said.
You ready to be on YouTube?
My role. I'm going to shoot YouTube right now.
Oh, you've already been on
I'll be
my...
the guy with the clean hands.
You've already been on my show. Say hi.
Oh, hi, how
There
you doing?
go.
Good, the inspector.
We're just rebuilding our injectors.
Nice.
These are the old O-rings, and I'm putting some new ones on here. So if you can see, what happened with this is you start it up, it starts smoking.
Right.
So look at that O-ring.
Oh.
So that's
Yeah.
that's no good. Here's a better view of the O-ring now that it's cleaned up. I mean, look at it broken. Didn't even have to do anything to take it out there.
Very good.
Well, I ran into a little bit of a snafu. As you can see, I have 7 injectors done here, all ready to go. And I have my parts over here, ready for the next one. And I'm missing an O-ring. See, I'm missing the blue one. So the quality control on this day at Fel Pro wasn't too hot. So in the meantime, I ran over to the only place local that had a kit was AutoZone, believe it or not. Usually they don't have anything. So I had to buy this whole kit just for one O-ring, which stinks, but whatever. Gotta pay to play. Oh, and they didn't have a single kit, so you had to buy for 2 injectors. And theirs is black and a lot stiffer. All right, so let's put the, while I got you here, let's put the last one together. Again, your copper fitting, your press washer, Okay, metal one's done. Flat O-ring is next. Just move this down all the way. Then I would normally tell you to put the black one on, or the blue one on, but in this case it's black. So I'm going to have one oddball injector that doesn't have a matching O-ring. Black. Ugh. Then your pink. Then your orange. Pick tool, go around it to make sure it's seated correctly. I shouldn't say seated. Seated is not a proper term for it. When you put an O-ring on, what it can do is it could spin. And you don't want that. You want it to be laying naturally. All right. All 8 injectors are done. And now I got some spare parts, I guess. What a bummer. Oh well. What are you going to do? Nothing you can do. Well, guys, from here, what I'll be doing is just reinstalling it. It's the same exact thing as the way you took it out. What I'll do with these before I put them in, you want to make sure they're nice and clean. And what I'll use is, I'm just going to use some clean diesel fuel, and I'll clean them with that. Just give them a quick little rinse down, and that'll take any dirt or anything like that off of it. And then you just drop them back in, and you'll take either like a rubber mallet, something soft, and you know, obviously there's new gaskets or new O-rings. They're gonna be tough to get in there. So you just tap the top of the injector with a rubber mallet, or maybe the back side of a wooden handle or something. Just tap it in there, it'll seat, and then you'll be able to put your bolts back in. It's the exact opposite process of taking out, not hard. So I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow, but that's pretty much the bulk of today's video. Showed you everything you need to know about doing your O-rings, and obviously we learned along together. Like I said, this is my first time doing them, but everything worked out all right. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for stopping by. And while you're here, why don't you check out some of my other videos. You might find something you like. Who knows? I don't know. There's random stuff on there. But anywho, I hope you guys have a great day.